Today I am going to teach subject history, lesson 1, tracing changes towards 1000 years. In class 7, in history, we are going to read medieval period. In class 6, we have read ancient period. And ancient period ends in 700 AD. 700 AD means when Harshvardhan died, the last powerful ruler of India in ancient period was Harshvardhan. He died 647 AD. After 50 years, the powerful kingdoms ends in our country. So a new era begins from 700 AD to 1750 AD. This period is known as medieval history. Means this we have to read in class 7. The beginning from 700 AD and we are going to end 1750 AD. This period can be divided into three parts. First part is 700 to 1206. In this period, we will read about Rajput period and some kingdoms of South India. In Rajput kingdoms, we will read about the Prithviraj Chauhan, a well-known name for you, who ruled in the northern and western part of India. The second we will read about Cholas and Pallavas in South India. You all are aware about these two names. This total 700 to 1206 we are going to read in our chapter 2. 1206 is a period when Muslim era begins in India. In 1206, Sultanate period begins and this is the beginning of Islamic era in our country, which ends in 1707 in this class, means in class 7. This we are going to divide into two parts. First part is 1206 to 1526 and the second part is 1526 to 1707. Between 1206 to 1526, we are going to read about the Sultanate period. In this period, 5 kingdoms ruled because they call their king Sultan. So this period is known as Sultanate period. The first ruler of Sultanate period was Qutbuddin Aibak and the last ruler was Ibrahim Lodi. Ibrahim Lodi defeated by Babur in 1526 AD. Means in history this date is known as the first battle of Panipat. In the first battle of Panipat, Babur defeated the last Lodi ruler Ibrahim Lodi and established a new era known as the Mughals. Mughal begins 1526 AD to 1707 AD, in which the last powerful ruler of Mughal dynasty, Aurangzeb, died. This we will read in chapter 4. The second part we will read in chapter 3. Now, this is the syllabus for our class 7. So, let us start the first chapter in which we will read about the sources on which the historian and archaeologist wrote the history of medieval period. Already we have discussed about the period, so let us revise. 8th century to the first half of 18th century is called the medieval period of Indian history. Let us start the sources available to know about our medieval period. When historians read documents, maps and text, These are the three important sources to know about medieval history. From the past, they have to be sensitive to the different historical backgrounds, the context in which information about the past was produced. This means that in the medieval period, whatever sources are available, they are not up to mark. There are so many problems historians had to face, especially the problem they are going to face to write the medieval history. We are going to read in next. The first problem they face, that is about map. Map give us important information about this period, but what type of problem the historians face, that is map shows the changes that happens throughout the year. Means in 2000 year and more, the large number of maps were produced, but after some year, the information which was earlier present, it changed in the next produced map. However, the map were not constant always in the history. Constant means always similar. The accuracy of the map differ throughout the period. Means change in the names of geographical places. Means the name, suppose 500 years ago one area is known by a name. After 500 years ago that name is changed. So here we have to be sensitive that in history which period we are going to talk. Change in the names of geographical place can also be traced through the historical map. Means in the historical map we are going to face many types of problem. Some of the problems are, number one, change of names or change in information. In medieval period, in the first page of the chapter, you will see the first map which is made by Al-Idrisi. Al-Idrisi is a Arab geographer who made the first map of Indian subcontinent. But in this map, the South India is in the north and the Sri Lanka is at the top. At present, the Jammu and Kashmir is in the top and the South India is in the bottom. The another map of the same period made by a French cartographer in 1720, means how many years ago? 600 years after the Al-Idrisi produced the first subcontinent map of medieval period. Each in 1720 is made by a French cartographer, is quite different from what the Al-Idrisi made. What was the different? There are three types of different. Number one, the name is changed. In Al-Idrisi, the name were written in Arabic because he belongs to Arab, and the French cartographer wrote in the language which is similar to English, but the pronunciation and the word is written in different ways. One example is, today we write Kannauj. We start the word writing Kannauj from K. That time it was produced in Q. But the similarity is both map is produced of Indian subcontinent, which give us detailed information about the coastal area of the subcontinent. This map was used by sailors to come India for trade. Next, new and old terminologies. Historical records, languages, and the meaning of the word change with the time. In the Mughal era, Hindustan was the most common term for India. Today also we use Hindustan to about our country. But in 13th century, the term Hindustan was used by Persian chronicler Minhaj-e-Siraj. He meant, according to Minhaj-e-Siraj, the area around the Indus River Valley in the northwest India, especially Punjab and Haryana, and the land between the Ganga and Yamuna river was known as Hindustan. Means, according to Minhaj-e-Siraj, who wrote the chronicles in Persian, he meant that time Hindustan means the land between Ganga and Yamuna river and the Punjab and Haryana, only known as Hindustan. In Hindustan, South India was not included. Next, the early 16th century, Babur used Hindustan to describe the geography, means not the political, but the geography of our country, the fauna and the culture of the inhabitants, means people of the subcontinent. Culture means their language, their religion, their dress, their food, and fauna means people. Plant. That was subcontinent. That was similar to the way Amir Khusro, he was a poet, he was a musician, did it in the 14th century. He also used the same term which Babur used for Hindustan, but he used the word Hind. Today, historians have to be careful about the terms they used. Take, for example, a simple term like foreigner. Foreigner means a person who is not an Indian. Today we use this term. A person who is not Indian are known as foreigners. But during medieval period, a foreigner was any stranger, any unknown person who appeared in the village or in the city. Means anybody come to the city or to the village, they are not a part of that society, then they were known as foreigner. Someone who was not a part of that society or culture are known as foreigner. Suppose if you go to any village, you are living in Patna, so you are a foreigner for that village. And if anybody appear in your city, then he will be the foreigner for you. In Hindi, the term Pardesi, we all know, and in Persian, Ajnabi, might be used to describe the such person in medieval period. So these are the some problems historians faced to write the history of medieval period. In next class, we are going to read about some other problem historian faced. Now, take homework. Do in the homework copy, right? First you make your homework copy. Probably you have made homework copy. You have wrote the term already I have given you. Now write down the exercises. Question number 1 of chapter 1 of history. The answer you will get the last paragraph, because the question is who were known as foreigner in the medieval period. You can write from today to describe a person. This the last paragraph will be the answer of your question number 1. Thanks.